Hello, I'm Tyler Key with The Truth About Guns.
And I'm Nick Leghorn with Truth About Guns.
And we're here to do a bug-out bag challenge.
I had this sort of harebrained idea to get $200 together, and for that $200, build a complete kit that we can put in the back of our cars, and if the worst case happens, grab it real quick and survive for 24 hours.
So RF gave us $200.
Which was a dumb idea.
Each. $200 each.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
He's
totally gone. Not getting it back. So we took that $200 and we saw our friends at Capcom.
Absolutely.
And we picked up some supplies as well as some supplies from our local Walmart. And we packed our bags.
And we're meeting out here in the middle of Texas. It's like 100 degrees outside, it's humid as all hell, and we are going to survive and do a series of challenges for 24 hours.
We're going to try to survive for 24 hours.
It is Texas.
We could die.
Yeah.
So it's a couple days before that Bugout bag challenge, and I figured I should go over what I got in the bag. Our instructions were we can only spend $200. That $200 included anything we had around the house. We had to include the commercial resale value of it in that $200. We needed at least one gun. We needed at least 2 magazines, which didn't count against the total. And we can bring one personal item that didn't count against the total. That didn't significantly help, I forget the phrasing, but didn't significantly increase or significantly aid in our survival in a material way. And I've got this right about $200 for 24-hour survival. So in the big bag, I actually have a AR-15 disassembled, the two halves taken apart. It's my 300 Blackout AR. I chose 300 Blackout because it's an awesome round and it can take out anything. And it can take down a person, it can take down a deer, whatever I needed, so I can eat or I can defend myself. And it's only one gun. And it strips down and it fits in this bag, which is from CountyCom. It's their satellite communications bag, which I suppose is used for satellite communications device of some sort. But it fits in the AR-15, a 16-inch AR-15 taken down perfectly. I've also got a tarp in here, which is not only good for keeping the rain off my head at night and setting up a small tent, it's also good as a rain cape. So if it starts raining, I'm still covered and I'm all nice and dry. Also in here is a towel, a small white cheap towel. It was only like $1. And the towel is not only because everyone needs a towel and you should always know where your towel is, but it's useful for drying yourself off, for maintaining weapons, for keeping the AR-15 from scratching against itself in the bag, which is extremely important, and wearing the finish off. I've got a water bottle, 1 liter Nalgene full of water. I figure a liter is pretty good enough, but it's going to be Texas and it's going to be hot. So I've also got in here a water purification kit. So when I do run out of water, I have something to purify water and get more. So that's why I'm happy with the 1 liter. Also on my mind is food, and I have an MRE. Got this from my boss, and it does say in it commercial resale is unlawful, so it doesn't count against the total because there is no commercial resale value, so it doesn't count against the $200. I'm not sure we're going to get another one of these, so I'm hesitant to open it up and actually use it, but it's in there if I need it. For sleeping, I got a hammock. I figure a hammock's good because it's Texas, it's going to be hot, and there's a lot of bugs, and I don't really want to be on the ground, so hammock. And that is what I brought. And that is exactly $200 worth of equipment.
This is what I'm packing. From a clothing standpoint, I've got a hat, extra pair of socks, extra pair of underwear, long sleeve shirt, lightweight pants that can convert to shorts, and a pair of sunglasses. It's August in Texas, so I've also brought 3 liters of water. I've got a hammock to sleep in, no tent. This also doubles as a bit of shade in case I need it. 3 packages of beef jerky, 4 granola bars. From a gun standpoint, I'm bringing my Ruger 1022. It has served me well over a decade. I'm bringing 4 10-round magazines and 1 30-round magazine, along with a brick of 22 ammo. Last thing, my trusty Nalgene bottle. It's not going in the bag, but it's with me at all times. Great thing to have. This is my bag.
So we're down here for the first challenge. Still not quite sure what it is. Just got an email from RF. You're gonna love this. You're driving along in your car,
Okay.
when suddenly you run into a roadblock manned by the Humongous and his band of raiders.
What's the humongous?
You don't know what Humongous is?
I don't know what the humongous is.
Just walk away. Your lives will be spared. No? Mad Max? No?
Nope.
Okay. You must get out of your car, engage each target with 2 rounds, and escape on foot with your bailout bag in hand.
Okay.
Extra points for quickest and across the line, and each hit gets an extra point.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right. You ready to go?
Shooter ready.
Shooter ready? Stand by. All right, so you did it in 67.46 seconds.
All right. Time to beat.
All right, let's give this a try.
Shooter ready?
Yeah.
Stand
Got me. Sprocket A goes into hole B. Goes there. That. And it's terrible to put back together. Everything's falling out. Okay, so after locking myself in your truck, dumping the tarp on the ground, and having you basically assemble the space shuttle in your car, how did I do?
Your time.
So yours was 67.45.
67. Your time was 86.14.
That's disappointing. Your car just died in the middle of nowhere. You must abandon the car and return to the ranch on foot. From this point forward, you can only use what you carry in your bag. You cannot replenish your supplies except what you find in the wilderness. Oh, you do.
We're bugging out.
Shall we?
All right. We bugged out. First things first. No need to worry about printing. Inside the waistband holster, you're done. That's a horse. Outside the waistband holster, here we go. All right. Second thing, I don't have a sling for this gun, but I do have a gang of paracord, which is now a knotted mess. So I'm gonna find my end, which I'm gonna just kind of pull through here. Should be enough. Not my end. He really wants in. All right. One around the handle. Do the same thing up here at a somewhat appropriate length. Call it that. Slip that over the business end. All right, and theoretically, we've got something resembling a little bit of a holster, or a sling. All right, knife back in pocket. Back in bag. Sunglasses on. All right. Repack everything. Head on out.
Bugging out's a little easier for me because I packed light. I don't have, excuse you, I don't have a sling. I don't have it outside the waistband holster. I don't even have a change of underwear. All I've got is basically what I got, which is already kind of an outside the waistband holster for the concealed carry piece, which has no extra magazines, and the rifle's just in the case. So if we're attacked by bandits, I've got the handgun to hold me off till I can get the rifle out and working and silenced and all that stuff. But basically, what I got's what I got.
So we've been walking for about a mile now. And as you can see, I've shucked my shirt. I'm sweating. It sucks. But here's the good news. The bag's fairly comfortable. It's heavy. I have 3 liters of water in it. I had to have known this was going to happen. I overpacked a little bit. I'll give you that. But I've got an extra pair of clothes. I'll probably change into that when we make camp. My paracord sling, it's keeping my arms free. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty painful. Probably will end up wrapping my shirt later on as kind of a buffer pad for it. But this isn't bad. It all seems to be working. Still got access to my gun in case the zombies attack. And it's a pretty nice afternoon and evening here in the Texas Hill Country. So altogether, pretty comfortable.
So besides the fact that I'm fat and out of shape and, you know, walking long distances isn't really my thing, this isn't actually too bad. I had the Bugout bag, the one that Tyler has for a while from CountyCom, and the one thing I hated about it was that strap was always digging into me. And so when I picked the satellite bag, it's got a much larger strap on it, so it distributes the weight a little bit better. It's still not a full backpack, so it still doesn't have all the too strappy goodness to it. But it's distributed pretty well across my back. I've got the towel, giving me a little buffer between the gun and my back, just keeping it from being absolutely excruciating. It's still a little painful, but not, you know, terrible. And the water bottle, one of these nice pouches is nice and quickly accessible. So, all in all, not too bad. It could be a lot worse. How the hell do you know?
What RF say?
Welcome back to the Key Ranch. A disaster has wiped out your homes and your car was trapped in a massive gridlock on the highways as you tried to flee. While navigating to safety, you've become exhausted and the light is fading fast, which it is. Set up camp for the night.
Okay.
That's not bad. Like, the original idea was maybe a tent or something, or, you know, something on the ground, but what with the hogs and the fire ants and the mountain lions, sleeping in the air is not a bad idea. It's what our monkey brethren, they figured it out, our ancestors. Why fight nature? Oh look, there's a bee. I hate bees. Not gonna lie, totally sleeper. Except for that annoying cicada. So how is it?
Surprisingly comfortable. Not a lot of breeze, but I feel like once it cools down, it's gonna get a little breezier, but appears to be pretty solid. Good legroom. It's nice. It's real nice. Nick and I firmly believe that these cigars are not just for enjoyment. They're keeping the mosquitoes and the bugs away.
It's actually really important when you're in the wilderness to not, you know, be bit up by all the various bugs and such.
So we've decided to camp together because in a bug out situation you should maximize your resources.
And that means camping with a buddy.
So we're camping together. Kind of. We're both in hammocks. We both got cigars. We both got shovels and hammocks and some things together, but Nick, what do you have that I don't have?
I have a tarp. Well, I could put up the tarp. I haven't chosen to yet because it's actually pretty clear out. And I'm assuming that the tarp is going to be rather sweltering hot when it goes up. So, not putting up the tarp.
Nick also has the water purification system, which is important.
Which I haven't tested yet. I'm not exactly sure if it works.
I have 3 liters of water, so
you're kind of screwed when you're done, eh?
So I've got you, buddy.
Yeah, but there's only one straw, my friend. Only one straw.
Nick also has an MRE, which he's committed to not opening until the morning. I, however, have 3 packs of jerky and 4 granola bars. I may share that with Nick this evening, and possibly we can share some MREs in the morning.
Possibly.
Overall, Nick, how would you say this has gone?
Considering that I'm sitting in a hammock, smoking a cigar, and I'm in the middle of an awesome Texas night, it's going pretty well. I mean, the hike was pretty bad because I'm fat. And getting out of the car was kind of tough. But other than that, it's not been too bad.
Would you say that every bug out situation would go like this?
I don't think so. I think the classic bug out situation I've always thought is like you're at work and something bad happens and you can't get back home. So like we don't usually go on long ass trips. So working back is basically it as far as travel goes. And so I figure like a disaster happens at work or while we're at work, and then we have to bug out from there. And that's kind of how I made my bag, assuming that I can't get back to my apartment. And actually, since I got this bag, I do keep it in my car while I'm at work. I actually, truth be told, substitute a 5.56 AR for my 300 Blackout, only because the 5.56 AR is cheap and I don't want to leave my silencer in the car. But I think in that kind of situation, it would be a little bit hairier, because we're both in the middle of large urban areas. So getting out in a car is going to be tough.
I agree. I've never had everything put together in a bag. I've always kept, a first aid kit behind my passenger seat, a big mag light, water, knife sharpener, tent. I've got all kinds of things stashed around in various places in my truck, and I have a small nylon backpack that's stuffed down there as well. So in the event that, I do need to make a trek somewhere, and in my scenario it's almost, broken down in the middle of nowhere or something like that, I feel like I've planned for that, and I've got the resources to spend a night. One of the things that I haven't carried with me is a rifle, and I don't know, I think a .22 is a really great thing to keep back there. Again, if my truck gets broken into and someone steals, Ruger 1022, it's not the end of the world for me. Right. I can store, 1,000 rounds of ammo very easily. And a .22 is perfectly adequate for taking any small game and, even some larger game. The one thing I think I'm going to add after this is definitely this hammock. I think this is a really great, quick sleeping arrangement, right?
I know, like at the beginning when we started talking about this, you were thinking of going the tent route.
I was.
And I think that would have been really bad, especially like not just in Texas but in general, because if it starts to rain, you're kind of screwed. If there are animals, you're kind of screwed. This lets everything just pass beneath you. You don't have to worry about bugs.
Yeah, I like it. I think this has to be flexible too, right? Yeah. I think this is a great summer bug out situation, but wintertime, I probably want a tent.
On the other hand, though, I think, well, in my situation with the tarp, I think this would still work in the winter with that Mylar sleeping bag that we both somehow decided on having. And I think with that in a hammock under a tarp would be perfect. I think that would be good. It's nice and lightweight, doesn't take up a lot of space. But I do think that a full-size rifle cartridge is something that you kind of need in a bug-out situation. I think a 5.56 is perfect because I can throw a .22 conversion kit in there, and I've got a .22 rifle. AR-15s, they're friggin' everywhere, so all the parts are laying around. You can get new replacement parts. That's no problem. And if you need to take out some bad guys, like if the actual worst case scenario happens, you've got enough power to take out whatever.
That's true. And we just saw that with that guy, here in Texas who TTAG reported on, who shot the guy who was shooting at that cop.
From how many yards away was that?
160 something yards with a .357 mag.
I want to meet that guy.
Yeah, I want to meet him too, but I think that's a perfect scenario of being near your vehicle and having something like that. Now the odds of that are so small, right?
Right, but being able to help someone in that kind of situation, I think, is something that you might want to be prepared for. The Good Samaritan thing, like I'm an EMT, so I always have a full jump kit in the back of my car just ready to go, because for some reason, I've rolled up on more accidents in my life in my personal vehicle than I have in the ambulance. And so I always like to have the basic life-saving skills in there, because I can't in good conscience, like even if the law says to keep going, I can't in good conscience stop or not stop and not render aid in that situation. It's just not going to happen.
exactly. So what do you think you're going to add to your general bug out, kit in your car after our first day?
I think a little bit more better compartment straps to keep everything in there when you have to go. Because when everything fell out of my bag after getting out of that car, and I just had to run, I would have lost my tarp. I would have lost a couple other things from the back of there. I don't think just having everything jumbled in the back of that bag is a good idea. But that's more of a function of the bag I chose. Like, I decided to have some of the items in the main area and then have the secondary bag strapped to the front. And the original idea was that so I could abandon the rifle if I needed to and just go on with the smaller bag and have a smaller footprint. But I think just having a little bit better strap management in the back there would work really well. How about yourself? What do you think you're going to add? Like, you said you're going to add the hammock, but is there anything else you'd add?
Maybe some water purification stuff?
Water purification stuff for sure. I think I'd add something like what you've got, but I'd also probably just add some bleach. Just a little, little squirt bottle of bleach.
Yeah.
It's not an ideal scenario, but it's at least guaranteed to kill off most anything that would, do you harm. I keep a pretty healthy first aid kit. Hopefully we don't run into that. I don't keep a lot of food in the truck, which I think is something that I probably need to add. And honestly, the addition of a gun, and probably more ammo. I mean, that's an outside shot. There's going to be a lot of ammo that's just going to sit in my truck, but I don't know. And probably the extra change of clothes, honestly.
The extra change of clothes was a brilliant idea.
I took that as I was walking out of the house today, with things I'm going to pack in the bag, and I said, man, I should really pack some extra clothes. That is something I would definitely keep in there. I'm filthy right now, and day to day, I don't wear things that are comfortable for me to have, in a bug out scenario, whether that be, from work, running down the highway, out in the sticks. I was wearing shorts, a t-shirt, and a collared up, a buttoned up shirt today. I was lucky that I was wearing tennis shoes for walking, but I'd probably throw a decent set of walking shoes, tennis shoes, and an extra change of clothes in there. All right. Well, I'm working on my 3-liter bottle of water. We're about 2/3-ish through there. If yesterday was any indication, there'll be more hiking and walking, so trying to get myself hydrated. Pretty hungry this morning, so all I brought for food are Nature Valley oat and honey granola bars and Jack Link's original beef jerky, which promises to help me feed my wild side. I hope that we'll be doing today. Hammock life's not so bad. There's some ants in my hammock this morning, but generally speaking, not too bad. Overall, I feel this is the breakfast of champions. I'd also like to point out that in our travels yesterday, we saw a lot of rabbits, a lot of squirrels, not many pigs. In fact, no pigs. And we feel that my 22 is a very good gun choice for being out here, as we could have harvested several rabbits. Nick and I did pack the necessary things to make a fire, so if we absolutely had to eat a rabbit, I think that we could take a rabbit. 300 Blackout is a pretty devastating round for rabbit hunting. I think the 22 would save us a little bit more for dinner or breakfast. So, just gonna have a granola bar, probably, I don't know, half a bag of jerky, and get on my way.
So I didn't eat the main meal from my MRE, but I ate the cookie. The cookie tasted like it was made 4 years ago. That was nice. I'm eating some cinnamon imperials. No idea what they are. They're some sort of candy, I assume. Yep. And they're terrible. And this isn't too bad. Life in a hammock. Could be worse. Could be on the ground. It's nice and sunny today. Still got my water bottle and my filtration kit, so when I run out of water, unlike some people, I can get more. That's good. I heard Mr. Gripey Pants over there talking about his 22 and the superiority of taking rabbits with it, and I don't know. Turn to blackout. I don't think it's to make like a rabbit explode or anything. I think it'll, you know, take a chunk out of it, but I don't think it'll like devastate the rabbit. I think it'll be enough left. Might have to try that. I don't know. I just feel like throwing a blackout gives you the ability to take out larger stuff along with the smaller stuff. Then again, I am a rather large Thurn blackout fanboy, so take my words with a grain of salt, which I have in my MRE. That I just noticed not a grain of salt, but some salt. Condiments. Living life large. In a hammock in Texas. Good times. So was your night?
It's alright. You know,
Yeah.
cigars help.
Cigars were good.
Absolutely. So, what's the plan?
I don't know. I was just waiting for that, actually. See what Robert has to say.
I'll be dreading texts and emails from him for a long time after this, I think.
I'm going to have to agree. Alright, here we go. Your car broke down in the middle of the wilderness, and you tried to make it to the nearest town on foot. That didn't work so well. And now you're out of food and water. Time to signal for help.
Alright. Alright. Mylar sleeping bag. Let me first shuck my gear here. So I can figure out how that goes. Alright. So I found a nice open spot. Good visibility all around. Ah, yes. This is an enormous Mylar sleeping bag. Alright, so basically the entirety of my plan here is to leave it out in the sun, like this, until I hear an airplane come overhead, and then I'm just going to pick it up, and I'm going to wave it around. In what could be generally considered an SOS model. Please help me. I've been stranded by an editor of an online publication. I've been forced to bug out, and now I need rescue. That's pretty much all I've got. I hope it works.
So while Tyler's over there making an ass of himself, I've got my little ham radio here, and while it is powered by 2 AA batteries at the moment, it does have enough power to actually work. So let's see if I can reach out. Kilo Charlie 2, Quebec Charlie Yankee, calling CQ. See, that's the only downside to this whole thing, is it assumes that there's someone on the other end with a ham radio who can actually listen. And other than that, I got nothing. And then when the batteries run out, I'm kind of screwed. But Tyler's still got his retarded little Mylar sleeping bag that will actually probably work pretty well. And all I got is this. Kilo Charlie 2, Quebec Charlie Yankee, calling CQ. So I thought. But on the other hand, I can pick up terrestrial radio stations. So I can listen to music while I die slowly and alone. Or I can listen to the weather report while I die slowly and alone. Both not exactly nice prospects, but whatever. You know, I don't have to get up and make a fool out of myself. I just got a radio. So, second lane for rescue. Yours worked okay.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't rip or...
Yeah, and you know, we did see 2 airplanes fly over this morning.
We did.
And I didn't have it out yet because I didn't know we needed to be rescued yet, but they were flying low enough and slow enough that I think we probably could have, you know, signaled them, at least gotten them to turn back around. That's not something I think we want to do in this particular simulation, as, you know, it may involve law enforcement and
Yeah, that might get messy.
actual search and rescue. But I think it's a totally viable thing to have in the bag.
Absolutely, and it's only like $3. That's not bad.
No, not at all. And very compact when it's all folded up. Now,
Speaking of which, how are you gonna get that back in your bag?
I'm not really sure. I may just poke a hole in it and let all the air bleed out.
That'd work.
Which negates its
Life-saving warmth ability.
life-saving warmth abilities, but
But I assume that you have an extra $3 laying around. You just buy new.
yeah, maybe pack the bag with like 4 or 5 of them just in case. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you for your ham radio.
Yeah, apparently, you know, it's a dying breed and all that, so there's not a whole lot of people with ham radios out there.
But you did. Can you signal?
I was only
airplanes?
using amateur frequencies.
Okay.
So that's frequencies that other amateurs would be on. But in an emergency, I mean, the radio I have, I can rig to use airplane frequencies. I could use search and rescue frequencies. I can use whatever I want.
Okay, so
So it's
maybe
viable.
not viable for talking to somebody today, but
Right.
if
If
you
there's
know-
an emergency, I can absolutely use it to get help.
okay, perfect.
Oh crap! Speaking of getting help,
Getting signaled.
yeah, it's the bat signal, the Farrago signal.
All right.
Congratulations! Your rescuers turned out to be a squad of ninja pirate assassins. You drove them away, but not before being shot in the left upper arm. Hope you brought some bandages.
All right. Well,
Did you?
I did bring some bandages. Did you bring bandages?
I did bring bandages.
Okay. Let's see.
It's in here somewhere. There we go. One is... Oh, you brought the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see who can do it
Simple work.
faster.
And go.
Left arm?
Left upper arm.
Left upper arm.
That is a compression bandage. That's awesome. Yeah.
I'm losing feeling in my arm. Is that good?
That means it's working.
Great. It's really tight.
I know, it's kind of uncomfortable actually. I think we should probably take these off before we lose the arm.
Good, sir.
I did get another message while I was fussing with the bandage.
Okay. What does he say?
Grab some beers.
All right. We bugged out.
That's it, we're done.
We bugged out.
Yeah!
Yes. All right.
So who do you think, in your opinion, packed smartest?
Obviously I did.
I think you're completely wrong.
Absolutely, I packed the smartest. I'll tell you why I packed the smartest. I'm going to defend this.
Okay.
So I packed sunblock,
Yeah.
bug spray.
Yeah.
So I've been comfortably bug free and not getting the harmful radiation from the sun.
It's true.
I packed 3 liters of water to begin with. Now,
Right.
I will give it to you. Your water purification system is something I should add to my bag.
Right, because, you know,
But-
having water is nice.
But if we were to be driving through the high desert and we were to get stranded, my 3 liters of water is doing a lot more than your water purification kit.
True, and in the middle of a drought in Texas, water
Absolutely.
purification might not be the best route to go, seeing as there is none to be had.
Now, you cheated by getting an MRE,
I
but I think that jerky and granola bar is perfectly fine. It's very stable, foods to keep around.
It is, and the MRE, to be honest, wasn't, you know, delicious. And it takes up a lot of room. It's a large, bulky thing, and you can't really pare it down. It is what it is. I mean, once you open it up, it's gone.
And it also requires a little bit of assembly for like heating your food. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
and the whole getting a hold of one is kind of a problem.
True.
Given the legality.
True. As far as gun selection,
Mhm.
I think the 22 is a really great bug-out gun.
I agree. 22 caliber is perfect for a bug-out gun. However, I think that your choice of bag plus gun is a little bit off. I mean, if we were going to be just bugging out and it was bad guys all over the place and zombies everywhere, that would be perfect. That would
Yeah.
be great. But I think in a more reasonable bug-out scenario, having something that can be concealed easily in a smaller bag like mine, that takes apart and fits in a bag that's completely concealed. Like, I could just walk down the town and walk through the streets with this, and no one's going to think twice that I have a
We haven't checked the legality on that.
a rifle. We haven't checked the legality on that, but I could, in a situation that required it,
Yeah.
do so.
Now, would you add a sling for your rifle?
I would definitely add the sling for my rifle. That is one of the things that was a pain in the ass. We went hunting this morning,
Right.
and you went out with your sling and rifle, and I went out with my rifle and did no sling, and it was uncomfortable. It was
So we agree that I won?
no, we do not.
We agree that I won.
We agree that
I won the shooting challenge.
you did.
I brought an extra pair of clothes.
You did.
I've had water. I haven't had to drink pond scum water.
Right. But you're going to run out of water. You're going to run out of food. Your food is bulky.
This was a 24-hour challenge. I had plenty of water for 24 hours.
You did have plenty of water for 24
It
hours.
was bulky, but I've been drinking it, and it's becoming less bulky as I drink more of it.
This is true.
We both brought the hammock. I think I'll give you rifle concealability and water purification and cool points for the MRE, but I have one. So
And on that note,
on that note, I win, Nick loses, game over.
that's unfortunate. All right, let's get some beers in the shower.
Let's go!